Hello, and welcome back to Let's Play Ultima IX Ascension. In our last video, the Avatar was awakened by Hawkwind and advised to putter around in his home and collect items that he would need for his final quest to Britannia. And since the Avatar has completed those tasks, it is now time to head outside for further training.
You still have much to learn before you travel to Britannia. Visit the training area on the northwest side of your house.
Indeed, we have gone out the south door, where we are greeted by our dog, apparently. Yes, that's where all the itching and scratching and barking. Yeah, that's where all that's coming from. You horrible, horrible thing. Out of my way. It wouldn't let me move. And I'm going to turn on caps lock so that we run everywhere now. Ah, do you hear that? There are indeed wolves in the park outside the Avatar's house. You can see one right there. And we'll be dealing with that shortly. What can we see through the telescope? Okay, well, the graphics were a little weird. I don't know if you caught that, but that was the Gypsy, who we'll be visiting later. Hello, dog. It's kind of irresponsible to leave this dog out here with just this little fence between it and wolves. Yeah. Come on, Avatar. You gotta be better than that. Well, here's the training area. Let's receive some advice.
Do you remember this game? You may find you are more nimble than you think. You can move in all directions. Try traversing the hopscotch board by pressing the Control or Alt keys at the same time as the right mouse button. Using all three together will move you backwards.
Yes, that is awful. Awful, awful. And I will be using the arrow keys for such things. Definitely.
To equip your sword, drag it onto yourself. Pressing the Tab key will put you into combat mode, and you will draw your sword. While your sword is drawn, pressing the left mouse button will make you thrust with your sword. Press the Tab key again to sheath your weapon.
Okay. Pretty simple. Looks good. What are you doing? And that's a bat. That's a bat.
To equip your bow, drag it onto yourself. Don't forget to pick up the arrows sitting nearby. Pressing the Tab key will put you into combat mode, and you will arm your bow. Clicking the left mouse button will draw back an arrow, and releasing the button will fire it. Press the Tab key again to unready your weapon.
Okay. Bullseye. The Avatar is an excellent shot. I don't know if that's how people normally carry their bow. It might be. It looks a little strange here, but okay. Actually going to switch back to the sword. At least while we're around here. Well, that was fun. That looks like a little birdie. Tweet, tweet, indeed. And this is the kitchen entrance. But we're done here. So I think it's time to head out the gate. As the dog does that. Okay. Well, you have fun there.
Did you bring the key from your desk? Locked doors will be unlocked automatically if you have the proper key, and the key will be left behind once it is used.
Okay. We have unlocked the gate, and indeed the key is gone. It's a little misleading to say it will be left behind because it's gone. Not that we need it, I suppose, but it wasn't left behind, it's gone.
Britannia can be a dangerous place, so be sure to practice your combat and swimming skills here in the woods near your home. Once you feel you have mastered them, seek out the Gypsy, who will guide you on your journey.
I guess the wind closed that because it wasn't me. But I'm glad for that because that probably needs to be closed. Keep Austin beautiful. Use your trash receptacles. Indeed, the Avatar lives in Austin, Texas, USA. Just a little factoid there. Parks and Recreation Department. The park curfew is from 10 p.m. to 5 a.m. No motorized vehicles. Fahrzeuge verboten. Let's go off the beaten path a little bit. Get rid of these noisy wolves, huh? Yeah, you. Come on. Come on. Uh-huh. Threatening posture assumed. Come on. That's just a horrible, brutal death. It sounded so sad. And apparently it had pica because it's been consuming gold. Yes, that wolf had consumed 11 gold pieces. Please be more careful in the park. Do not leave gold out because the woodland creatures will consume it. Here's the pond.
You'll find that swimming is easy. While moving, look down to dive down, and look up to swim back to the surface. If you hold the Control or Alt keys while swimming, you'll be able to swim sideways or even do the backstroke.
I guess as a kindness, we do not have a breath meter here. And I'm not doing that, by the way. He is automatically floating back up to the surface, where he will now tread water. Okay. Let's venture behind this waterfall. Ooh, goodies. We've got some arrows. And one arrow. And a lantern. Okay, well that's enough fun in the water. Uh-oh. Combat. Where? And it's gone just as quickly as it's there. Aha, indeed. A spider.
Take that.
Yeah, take that. If this were pagan, he could have just stepped on it. Ooh. A cosplayer. Ooh, he's a pirate. Hey. Yeah, wait a minute, what? Dude, are you for real? What are you doing? The convention is that way. Do you want to dance? Are we gonna... Ooh, he's... Okay. Dude, we just killed a pirate cosplayer in the park. I don't know how I feel about this. Oh my god. Okay. Well, so that's done. All that's left is to take his stuff. He had a dagger, it looks like. And some gold. That was murder. Is that a short sword or a dagger? That's a short sword. Okay. Well, it's ours now. Anyway, back to this. We cannot move through the spider web. But we can now. There's no reason to. But we can. We'll also take this gold. We just won't tell anybody about that guy. Cool? Yeah. Ooh, we have a rodent of unusual size. That kind of gave us a little chuckle as it went. It's peculiar. Everything carries gold around here. Even the critters. Ooh, what has the avatar stumbled upon? Some wine. It looks like that might have been able to heal us if we needed it. Got some more arrows. More wine. I guess he has a pretty high alcohol tolerance. Hello, rodent of unusual size. Having fun with your face in the ground there? Well, that's a done deal. We'll have to wait for the corpse to turn into flesh mush before we can loot. Oh dear. You can barely see those yellow pixels there. There they are. Got your gold, sir. Found another chest. A red potion. Cool. What's over here? Okay. That doesn't look great. That's a carcass. It looks like it was a horse. Is this Smith? I don't know. Doesn't appear that there was any purpose to, well, any of this really. It probably smells quite fetid in here, so we're going to leave. I don't know how a horse ended up in here and dead, but frankly, I also don't know why we have rodents of unusual size, but that's just the way it is. We are now coming up on the Gypsy's wagon. And some very windy noises. But before we go in there, let's keep exploring our surroundings. I guess this is where she naps. What's this? Bottle of whiskey, huh? The Avatar is a drunkard. And he has consumed the bottle of whiskey. Boy, he's probably feeling pretty warm and cozy right now. Is there a storm coming? Another wolf, huh? Just out in the path here.
Take that.
Take that. Animals in park are not tame and may cause injury. That's true. Oh, is this a cave? No, this is just a darkened area. Okay. What else is around here? It looks like we are back where we started, at the gate. Okay. And we have some more advice, apparently.
You can climb many objects, such as this log. To do so, move very close to it and press the C key.
Indeed, the Avatar is now on top of the world. Okay. We have a very conspicuous stone circle That might be important later. It sounds like a storm is approaching. Well, let's head in here.
Welcome, traveler. Please be seated.
I'm sorry, I did not mean to interrupt your meditating. Those were the mantras of the virtues. I don't want to sit just yet. Actually, I would like to see what kind of stuff is back here. That doesn't really interest me. I mean, you know, the Avatar tax never really ends. Ooh, what do we have here? This is a bag. I like bags. I also like 56 gold coins. And you certainly haven't noticed me rooting around back here, have you? What's in the bag? Nothing! Okay, that's fine. Just close that. Close that. Take a look at this book. Ethical Hedonism. A philosophical muse on the meaning of life and how one should live it. By Richard Garriott. 1999, Richard Garriott. Why should I do unto others as I would have them do unto me? Why can't I poison the rivers and clear-cut all the forests? Why must I obey the laws of state? Is it because some god will damn me to eternal hell? Well, that would be a good reason, but I believe a more basic reason is all that is needed. Religions of the world outline moral codes of conduct by which one can live a successful life. But must one be religious to have such a code? In this book, I propose that such guidance can be found in mere thought alone, that logic and reason can guide you through the trials of life. At the very least, I think that what is outlined herein can help you think about the beliefs you hold and why you hold them. In this way, I hope that after reading this, you will feel as I do that knowing why you believe something is as important as what you believe. Other friends either here at Origin or in my life have pondered this subject with me, and later chapters will include their words on logic. I'd like to point out Herman Miller, longtime friend and co-author of the Ultima series, as a principal contributor. Hedonism. Life is to be lived to the fullest. Who does not hope that, at their own end, they can smile, knowing that they have enjoyed the journey? To each, enjoyed will be different. Some will want to have achieved greatness. Others will want to have left this world better than when they arrived. Some will just want to sit back and enjoy what life brings them. If one lived alone on an otherwise lifeless, deserted planet, one would feel free to do whatever one wished to pursue one's own happiness. If you wanted to poison all the waters or chop off your own arm, whatever made you happy should be okay. A life of unbridled hedonism would be yours. It would be a lonely hedonistic life, but it would be yours to do with as you and only you choose to make it. Ethics. Most people choose to live in the company of other people. We gather together in communities for many reasons. A community of people has many social, survival, and economic advantages. If we want these advantages, we must restrict our hedonism and avoid doing things that would otherwise make others push us out of their community. We must not interfere with others' basic rights to pursue their own hedonism. Thus, while living alone, we could have poisoned the world's waters, living among the masses that we do. Oh, sorry, I read that very strangely. Thus, while living alone, we could have poisoned the world's waters. Sorry, it's a strange sentence. Thus, while living alone, we could have poisoned the world's waters. Living among the masses that we do, we must refrain from this type of activity. I will call these restraints ethics. I will define ethics to be logically derived restrictions on hedonism. I will avoid the term morals, as it is often used to describe rules of conduct derived in other ways, for example, because a deity has said so. ethical hedonism. An interesting symbol for this philosophy can be derived by superimposing a vertical line, or 1, on top of an infinity symbol. The symbol can mean the balance between the hedonistic life you could lead alone, balanced with the fact that we choose to live together in a growing, limitless society. Thus, a 1 and the figure 8 infinity symbol combine to create the symbol for ethical hedonism. Very interesting ideas, Mr. Garriott. Well, we're about to engage in some more philosophical navel-gazing by speaking with the Gypsy here.
Greetings, Avatar. Britannia awaits. This will be your ultimate challenge. The final battle for the destiny of Britannia. If you take this journey, you will never return to Earth again. Nor shall you return to Britannia. Are you now prepared for this most important quest?
How should I prepare myself?
You must first search this forest. There is much you can learn here that will help you on your journey. You need to learn swimming and combat before you can travel to Britannia. Are you ready?
What journey?
Long have you been the savior of Britannia. 8 times before you have made this trip and saved Britannia from utter destruction.
That's not true.
This time, you must finish the task. For after this journey, your future lies on a different path. Have you mastered combat, swimming, and the use of your equipment?
What future path?
This I cannot see. I only know it to be true. Are you ready?
Yeah, I guess there's no more horsing around.
I am prepared.
Good. Then let us begin the reading. I shall ask you a series of 7 questions. Give each question serious consideration. Your answers shall determine how you will begin your journey to Britannia. After 20 years, you have found the slayer of your best friends. If the villain proved to be a man who provides the sole support for a young girl, would you show compassion or justice?
Now, before I dive in and start answering these questions, first of all, you heard my snark there. Yeah, just because this is Ultima IX doesn't mean that the Avatar has saved Britannia 8 times. It's just yet another that shouldn't have made it into the game, but it did. I am going to steer the Avatar toward the path of spirituality as his favored virtue, which will make him a ranger. The reason for this is that I like the even spread of attributes that one gets by being a ranger. And there's a reward for it much later in the game, basically. So yes, that's the direction we'll be going in. Anyway, to answer this question, well, we'll just not ruin that child's life, I guess.
Spare him in compassion for the child.
In your youth, you pledged to marry your sweetheart, but are now on a sacred quest in distant lands. If your sweetheart asked you to keep your vow, would you show honor or spirituality?
Personally, I would keep my promise, but the Avatar is going on a spiritual crusade of his own, so spirituality.
Follow my spiritual crusade.
You have been prohibited by your absent lord from fighting. If you saw your friends in a close-pitched battle, would you show honesty or valor?
Ooh. Knowing I can deny it later. That's great, man. No, really though, I mean, what's the point of just standing around while everybody dies? That's not cool.
Show valor and aid my comrades, knowing I can deny it later.
Nice one, Avatar.
You are an elderly, wealthy merchant, and your end is near. Will you show sacrifice or humility?
Humbly live out my life, willing my fortune to my heirs, or sacrifice all of my wealth to feed hundreds of starving children, receiving public adulation. Humility does not really sound out, doesn't sound great in this situation, does it? I mean, you can do a lot of good. Let's do some good.
Sacrifice all my wealth to feed hundreds of starving children, receiving public adulation.
You managed to disarm your mortal enemy in a duel, and he is at your mercy. Will you show compassion or valor?
Oh, man. Well... Mortal enemy, huh? He must have done something pretty stinky, so, and he got into this mess, so... You're at your end, sir.
Slay him, as expected of a valiant duelist.
Slay him!
You have spent your life in charitable and righteous work. If your uncle, an innkeeper, lay ill and asked you to take over his tavern, would you show sacrifice or spirituality?
I will follow spirituality.
Decline, and follow the call of spirituality.
Sorry, uncle.
If a local bully pushed for a fight, would you show valor or spirituality?
Sadly, the right thing to do would be to smack that bully around if I were capable, because that would help a lot of other people. But...
Decline, knowing in my spirit that no lasting good will come of it.
Avatar, you have favored the virtue of spirituality. You will start your journey on the path of a ranger. To help you on your way, your strength, dexterity, and intelligence will be increased when you go through the portal to Britannia. Your knowledge of the land shall be great. Once you arrive in Britannia, you will find a chest of supplies appropriate to your chosen path that I have left for you in the Tower of Stonegate. Use these supplies wisely, Avatar. Good luck, for your quest will be most difficult. Once in Britannia, seek out Lord British, the wise ruler of the land. Go now to Britannia. Your fate awaits you.
So yeah, if you're a little squicked out by how detailed that was, go talk to Lord British. You've never met him before. He's the wise ruler of Britain. What? You just told me I've done this 8 times, and that's not even right. And that moon gate doesn't look right either. I mean, it ought to either be blue or red, probably, right? And it ought to not be surrounded by white circles of whatever. Or it could be a black gate. I mean, right? Oh well. Back to the Circle of Stones.
Avatar, the Guardian must be aware that you were called to Britannia and is already working against you. Fortunately, the Gazer is a magic creature, and its powers will be greatly weakened by the lack of magic here on Earth.
Well then. Die, beholder. I mean, gazer. Ooh. Ooh. What's going on here? That's a fair bit of cash that he carried around on him, and it looks like a scroll of fireball, huh? Sadly, I don't think there's anything we can do with it, so... Because magic doesn't work here, right? Anyway. well, in the next video, we will say goodbye to Austin, Texas, and jump through this odd moon gate that doesn't look like any other moon gate we've ever been through before. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you then.